So what do people need to hear this week? From my own oracle deck, I'll be pulling your vibes this week. Okay, I'll be pulling what is your soul's lesson this week. Okay, I'll also be getting some additional factors from the Kipper deck of things that may be involved in this. And then I will go a little bit more deeply with each of the signs in that element as far as tarot. Okay, so that's how it's going to work today. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire sign, your vibes for the week ahead. There's two and they want to stick. I'm giving you both. They did not want to let go of each other. And some tarot from the Wandering Star Tarot for the fire signs for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. A bit deeper of a dive. So this is Aries, Leo, Sag. Fire signs, here you go. Your vibes for the week ahead. Now, these both came out. And actually, this one was upside down, but I'm not reading reversals, okay? However, the fact that it was upside down kind of tells me you might flip-flop between these two mindsets in the upcoming week. Okay, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I feel like you might kind of go back and forth between optimism, hopefulness, and stagnancy and boredom. So I feel like in the upcoming week, you may already notice this pattern kind of that you've been carrying in your life. Sometimes I'm really shooting up there and I'm hitting the mark. And then other times I'm like, blah, you know, I'm really, blah. I'm just not quite so happy with things. But your spirit team wants me to tell you, fire signs, that the reason you're having these growth spurts, boom, boom, like you're smacking this project out the park. You know, you're getting this done, you're doing that, and then you're resting. And then you're goofing around and doing other stuff that doesn't even matter, right? Spirit is saying that's fine because you are continuously growing, all right? Those times when you're having downtime or you're resting or doing... They're saying it's okay to do stuff that's nonsense. That can really help you get out of the serious brain or even out of the spiritual brain if you guys are, you know, practitioners, and really just do something that's nonsensical, that's just getting you out of your mind, out of your head, onto some kind of autopilot, really cleansing that energy to make you more lighthearted, okay? And Spirit is saying that during this time, you're integrating this growth. You're integrating everything that you've just put forth and allowed to flow through you because it's divine inspiration and it's really up-leveling you through each of these experiences. This is really weird. I feel like you have a to-do list or obligations back to back to back, and you feel like, oh my gosh, the next one. And so you show up and you give it your all, and you show up and you give it your all, and you show up and you give it your all. And Spirit is saying every time you do that, you stay at that level of vibration, okay, which is on fire. It's incredible, okay? It's a momentum. You're elevated. It's great. And the reason that you are able to hold that new frequency of completedness, right, is because you're resting and doing these other nonsense or these more lighthearted activities or things that aren't serious or don't matter. These kinds of things. It's not a distraction. You're integrating the growth that's happening, fire sign. So allow yourself, just like I said, that balance. It's not like even keel. You're going and then you're balancing by coming down. You know what I mean? And allowing yourself that downtime. So again, your soul's lesson, balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. I feel like the judgment is mostly on yourself, okay, for not keeping this pace and running uphill full speed 24/7 and never taking a break. Okay? So what I want to say is this. You cannot keep up this continuous pace. That's why you must allow yourself rest and even silliness and playtime and fun time and pampering time and self-care time and whatever time you need to continue having these growth spurts and these bursts of productivity, okay? Without judgment. Oh no, why did I rest? If I wouldn't have took this day off, I would be so much further ahead. That's crap. You would not. If you wouldn't have taken those days off or that time out, you could have gotten sick and the whole project is delayed. The whole thing, you're laid up, now you've got to recuperate, right? But you're honoring yourself by allowing that, so stop feeling guilty about it inside. That's a double negative, man. Don't feel guilty about what you're allowing yourself to do because it's not a bad pattern right now. You're really productive and you're allowing your productivity to have a flip side that is increasing productivity when you are focused in those areas. Now, again, This could be in many different areas, but the number is 34 and it is occupation. So it could really be work, or it could feel like fucking work. You know what I mean? It could be something that's extremely tedious. It could be something that's really taking up some of your time, or your focused attention. And that is why you're like, oh, I'm kind of like lagging afterwards, you know, because you need that time away from that to continue to be productive. Again, I say this, it may not be work, but it could be in many areas of physical activity that you're doing this week. Fire signs. So let's dive in a little more deeply with Aries. All right, so Aries, a little more deeply into this message now. Prosperity, property, beginnings, the Ace of Pentacles. So again, running full speed ahead towards a physical destination or activity or job or a financial foundation. You could be literally investing in new property, investing in new health, better health, investing in learning more about your job so that you may become, like, get a raise or something like this. I really feel here that this is building a stable foundation for you. These tools that you're accumulating during these growing spurts, Aries, are not lost when you're resting. And any of you guys, it in fact is a part of your toolbox now. So all of that experience that you have is becoming an accumulated part of your toolbox, your life skills toolbox, okay? That is going to take you to financially lucrative places, is what I see here with the beginnings and prosperity and property. Aries. Now, Leo, you've got the Five of Swords showing up to dive into your reading. And it says upheaval, conflict, loss, all right? And there's a snake on that card. Gosh, Leo, I feel... I don't want to be offensive, all right? But I feel like the snake is you, all right? Like, down talking yourself. Kind of like I said, being down on yourself when you're not exactly what you want to be or where you want to be or doing what you want to do, you know, like allowing yourself the grace to be human and then smiting yourself inside. Like, I feel this being, the sword is the snake is wrapped around the sword. Sometimes this can be like inner communication. That's what I feel here, the need to shed these layers of self-criticism, self-doubt. Yes, no upheaval. I feel like the upheaval, typically Five of Swords, it can be some kind of conflict with other people as well, but I really feel this, Leo, is inner conflict. Inner conflict within yourself, about yourself, or even about other people with whom you do have some kind of outer dissonance, but it's unresolved. Okay, so Spirit is saying, take a look at that when you want to. If now's not the time, you may be a little bit too sensitive. I know I'm talking to Leos, and Leos don't seem like they would come off as sensitive, but they really do have a deep, tender side. And I really feel like the stuff that the progress and the growth that you're making right now is not being stunted or halted. You're growing at your own pace and moving at your own pace. And it's very important that I feel like your feelings are hurt, but you're not ready to talk about it. You know what I mean? And that may be something that you're holding on to right now. And the fact that you're making such positive progress in other areas, just Spirit is saying you don't have to share this yet. Okay, when you feel like it's the right time to address something, then do it, okay? But if you don't feel like it's not, like if you don't, like it's okay. Allow yourself to be like, not yet. I can't, I'll just kind of keep my distance, or it's okay to, kind of skirt that problem until you're ready to deal with it or face it. Okay. But until then, don't beat yourself up inside over that or anything. All right. That's what I feel for Leos. Sagittarius. This is funny. This was in the last reading too for water signs. We have the Temperance card showing up for Sagittarius, Major Arcana card 14. And it says guidance, healing, moderation, and balance. Balance twice, Sag. What are we up to here? Hello. Again, balance, discernment, knowing your own limits is crucial this week. Allowing yourself that grace. I feel like these readings are so incredibly similar, you guys, with just a little different message. But I feel like allowing this time where you're productive, and the Temperance is knowing your limits, all right? Knowing when I'm tired, I got to stop. my product is not going to be as good as if I were awake and feeling my best, right? Knowing your limits and deciding when you're going to put forth those efforts, because it's you at your best. Okay, I feel this for you, Sagittarius. And when you know you're not your best, Sag, your spirit team is saying right now, stay your grouchy ass home. Don't go get involved when you know you don't want to get involved, because that is when the sparks fly. And spirit wants you to remember that you are the driver of your own life, and that you are allowed to abstain and say no if there's not something that you're interested in participating with or taking on, and allow yourself to say yes or lean into things that bring you joy, okay? But, oh gosh, Sag, they're really wanting me to tell you some stuff, man. I love you, Sagittarius. It's not me, it's spirit. It's not me, it's spirit. They are saying right now that sometimes you might make up some kind of an excuse. Excuses. What is this about excuses? Sagittarius, they're saying no more excuses. You are, what is this? Something about following along with other people and then blaming it on them because it was their idea in the first place. They're saying if the idea is stupid, don't follow along with it. Come up with your own idea and do that instead. You're not a follower, Sagittarius. You are a leader. What direction are you leading yourself? That's what I have for you. For the week ahead. Big stuff, big stuff. And I thank you guys for tuning in with all of my zodiac signs. All of our, they're not mine. They're not like mine. You know, we all have them. We all have them. So thank you for tuning in.